What's going on, everybody? My name is Vegas and welcome to a new game that we are gonna start playing on this channel. The game is called Street Legal Racing Redline, and it's a game, the best way to describe it is that it is a mix of car mechanic, Need for Speed, and something like BeamNG Drive. The handling and the graphics are a bit like BeamNG, and the gameplay is a bit of Need for Speed, whereas the mechanical part of building your cars and stuff like that is a bit like car mechanic. It's a very old game, and you can get it for $5 on Steam. We're playing a modded version, which we've gotten thanks to vstands.com, where you can get a lot of mods. This game, like, it only lives on still because of the massive amount of mods out there available. So go to vstands if you want to check that out, and if you want to check out the game and see what it's all about, and of course watch my series if you want to know. But basically what we're gonna do is we are gonna try to become the most famous, best racer in the world in this game. And as you can see, we have a ton of buttons up here on the top, and we're gonna cover all of them. Do know that this is a very, very buggy game, so I might cut the game once in a while because it crashes and then we have to do things over. But now you know. But basically we have like we have a car lot here, which we don't need at the moment because we don't have any cars. Then we have some dealerships here. We can buy new cars or we can buy used cars, and I feel like we want to buy used cars. Besides that, we have a catalog where we buy all of our car parts. We have some statistics and some data on how good of a racer we are, and then all of these tools, which I will show you in a minute. And then down here we will also cover those later. Over here we can go racing, and here we have the Champions Club, which we can't really join just yet because we aren't the best racer on the street yet. But what do we need to do to become that? We gotta get ourselves a car. So let's get to the used car dealership. Alright, so we are here, and as you can see in the top right corner, we have 25,000 money, and we're gonna spend those on a lovely looking car. Now we gotta figure what we want, because as you can see, there is a ton of different options when it comes to cars, and you might notice that all of these are pretty beat up. This is a used car dealership and that's why. This one is 15,000, so we could afford it, but before we buy it, we're gonna press this info icon. It actually has an engine, but it is only performing 81 horsepower, so that is not a lot. Judging from this one, it probably does not have an engine. Nope, no data available. Then we have a Volkswagen Vento, which looks like it does not have an engine either. Might be a bay down there, I'm not sure. Or not bay, but an engine block. But we're not gonna get that. And then we have a old Ford Escort over here, which performs 61 horsepower. We're not gonna be happy with that. So what we can do is go back, and then we are gonna fast forward 24 hours, because every 24 hours the car dealer will get new cars for his shop. So when we skip 24 hours, new cars will be available. So let's go in here and see if there is anything better. And as you can see, there is actually new options now, which is great, and there's so much to choose from. But what should we go for? We could go for this Peugeot here. Should we do that? I feel like that's actually a pretty good starter car, and it's very cheap. Does it have an engine? It does have an engine. Not an engine that I think we will be using, but it looks like a pretty good first car and has some things that need fixing. So let's go ahead and buy this one. So there we go. We spent 10,500, and there is, I wouldn't say beauty of a car, but it's a car at least, and it's something to start with. So let's see. There is so much missing on this car, guys. I can tell you that much already. Let's start out by removing this wheel, because we don't really need that. And remove the brakes as well. There we go. Does this one have brakes? It does not. And we're pretty much missing everything over here as well. So let's just, you know what? We need an entirely new undercarriage for this thing, I believe. The rear left trailing arm and the right rear right trailing arm looks pretty good. So we need a new front, and we need we actually need an entire new set of gas shocks, and we need some new springs, and then we need some brakes and some tires. So let's go ahead and buy that. Let's sell all of the items that we had there, and now the car is just bugging a bit, but it's just sitting there, which is perfect. So let's go to the catalog and then see. We need some running gear. First of all, we need suspension, and we need some suspension for our front right and front left. So let's see what we have in here. You want to watch out for this icon, because as long as this icon is available, you can buy those pieces and put them directly onto your car. But as you can see, we have some front right strut here, and we have a front left strut here. And let's just go for this one, because I think this one can be adjusted quite a lot. So that is perfect, and a pretty good price as well. You can see most of them are $260, so it's perfect. Then we need 4 new gas absorbers. And we're not gonna get these because they are so expensive. We want to stay cheap because we need to upgrade our engine before we can drive. So let's see. 37. This is the pressure. We need something that is semi-stiff so the car won't wobble too much when driving. And I think this one might be good actually. We are trying to look for the price as well, because we want something that is as cheap as possible. You know what? Get this. Then we just need 4 of those. Good. And then we need some springs. Let's see what sort of springs should we get. We could lower it a bit, but I don't want to lower it too much, because then we will just be scraping the ground, and that is not a good thing. We have some 8.4, and then we have some 7. You know what? Let's go for the 7 ones here, and I'm just gonna go for some of the cheaper ones because we want to save some money. And then 16-inch rims. I feel like that's pretty good for a car of this size. So we need the rims. And what sort of rims should we go for? There's so freaking many to choose from, I feel like. We could just go for... these look pretty sick. Should we go for these? Or we could go for these. Let's go for these. 4 sets of rims, and then we need some tires, and of course we need 16-inch tires. And here, right now, we are spending a lot of money already, so I feel like we should just go for the cheapest ones. These are 171, and they do fit between 10 and 12-inch rims in width, and we went for a 10-inch width, so we must get something like that. But let's see what is in here and what will be the cheapest option, because there is a lot. We have these which are stretched. That looks a bit like we're going for a the mod pack we're playing is a 90s mod pack, so I feel like we should go for something stretched and make it a bit stanced and all that stuff, just like a real RACER car, which all people for some reason do with 90s cars. But yeah, go ahead and slap those on, and 4 new gas absorbers, shock absorbers. Oh shoot, we forgot brakes. We gotta have brakes as well. Running gear, brake system. Let's just find a cheap brake here. We're not gonna run around braking all the time. We're gonna go fast. That will be our main goal. So let's just see, what do we have? 317, 311. We're definitely going down. 297. 236. Oh, perfect. We are getting even cheaper, guys. Okay, get 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And then we just have to install those as well. There we go. And awesome. Now we should be running. And actually, oh, we've gone down too much, it looks like. But let's just see if this somewhat works. Oh, look at this, boys. We are driving. And can we talk about the way that this driver fits in here? his freaking head is sticking out of the roof. You gotta love modded games, but it's perfect. It's perfect. So let's get out of here, and then you know what? I know what we're gonna do. We are gonna take out this engine, because we gotta rebuild an engine that works probably. So sell this one. Go to the engines here, and as you can see, we have a ton of different engines that we can fit in here. There are so many to choose from, but I feel like we are going to go with something like this. We can go into engine kits here and just buy a perfectly completed engine that is, you know, you can slap on and it's ready to go. So let's see what sort of engines are in here. We can go for 380 horsepower Shimatsu engine kit, which is one of the in-game kits, one of the engine packs that are in the game when you download it. Well, let's just see what we got here to choose from. You know, this price actually fits our budget pretty good, so let's just go ahead and buy that one. Now normally we would receive it in a pack where you would have to install each part individually, but we're not gonna go and do just that. We just want to buy the complete pack and throw it into our car, and there we go. So now the car is actually ready to go, but we can go ahead and tune it a bit, and there is multiple ways of doing so. First off, we have this screwdriver right there where we can click the turbocharger, and then we can raise the power. Now it was what was it, 0.65 or something before, so let's just see the power. So we're at 301 horsepower, but watch what happens if we grab this one, the screwdriver, and we press this, and then we go for 1.75 in bars of pressure. We got 436 horsepower all of a sudden in a tiny car like this. That's pretty good. So let's see one more thing. Grab the screwdriver once again, and then let's click the transmission here, because as you can see, we can actually swap around if we are gonna go for a front wheel or a rear wheel drive. And I really like to go rear wheel drive when we are doing drag races and stuff like that, which we will be doing very soon. But this is pretty much a complete engine. We also got to check the Redline. Let's just throw that one up to 8,000. We're going a bit of a peak point, but it really helps us out with the boost of the supercharger, or the turbocharger, not the supercharger. So we almost have a complete car that is ready to race, but before we go on the streets, we also gotta look good. So let's go to catalog here again, and then we have body and body panels. Oh no, there's nothing here for the post show, so we can't really do much. Let's see if there is any lights and windows. Nothing at all. Neon lights, yep. Spoilers and roof packs. We definitely got some here, but none that we can fit. Okay, so we can't put on any like new sick looks. We can though go to exhaust tips, I think, and we should be able to maybe put these on. And let's just go for a big fat one like this one. And if we go back here, we might be able to put it on. Oh, it's part of the chassis. Okay, we can. So that is one of the limitations of this game, that if your car does not have an exhaust tip, you can't put on any exhaust pipes and stuff like that. Turbocharged exhaust extension pipe. Do we have that? I think we got that already. Okay, so there's no way of doing so, but it doesn't matter. At least we can go ahead and spray color it a really neat color. So you know what? Let's go for something like the Tree Burgers colors here. Boom. We got ourselves a yellow Peugeot. I want it to be a bit darker actually. There we go. This is looking good, boys. And finally, should we go for some black rims? If we can. Nope, these rims cannot be painted. But there we go. We have a car, which is glitched into the ground right now, but we don't mind. We gotta go race. First of all, before we race, let's just go to the city and just drive around in our car a bit and see how it performs, because we want to make sure that we are actually fast enough for the drag races. There we go. The game is loading quite slowly because there are so many mods here, and some of them are graphic mods, so you just gotta give it some time to load up before you start driving. This car is just moving out there, as you can see, so we definitely got enough speed. Let's just turn off the mini map here, or turn on, and start driving back, because as soon as we are back, as you can see, we probably got to fix something about the end ratio of the gears. The car could go so much faster if we just had a different gearing. So oh, brake, go up here into the garage, don't crash, awesome, and then go back. So we are almost ready to go race. But before we do so, whoops, that was not what I meant to do. Why are the icons looking like... Oh, it's because we are on the paintbrush. Remove that one. Click the screwdriver once again, which you always use when you want to fine-tune stuff. And then click the transmission. Oh shoot, we got the wrong transmission. You know what? We're gonna remove this transmission. Go ahead, sell it. Pretty expensive, but it's all good. Click engine, transmissions, and drivetrain. And the reason that I know that all of these engines are good is because you can, as you can see, they have this icon, which means that they can be put directly onto your car. So that's a good thing. And then what sort of transmission do we want? I feel like... Oh, there's so many options, boys. This one is an adjustable transmission, which looks quite expensive. And it's a rear-wheel drive transmission. So should we just go for that one? And then be a rear-wheel drive car. Yup, let's do that. We want to make sure that we have at least 1,000 money left when we go racing. Oh, shoot. The transmission is literally sticking out of the side there. It's not good. Sell that one. So we lost some money there. But we have to go for the front-wheel drive then. This one. Yes. Good. Installable right away. Perfect. Throw that one on. Oh, it's huge. But at least it should be better. No. I don't want to fix positions. They're adjustable transmission. Good. Drop it down just slightly on the end ratio. And let's try it again. So if everything is according to plan, we should be... Whoa. Okay, look at this, boys. We actually got a race going right outside of our front door. So we could just start racing already. Yep, we want to do that. So let's get down here. Oh, just listen to the engine sound. It's so good. This is basically a drag race. I was going to introduce you later, but obviously it's night, so the drag races are already taking place. And we definitely want to participate. So let's just stop right here, which is the starting line, and press participate. And there we go. Let's participate versus this creepy looking dude. I feel like, isn't he the one from Need for Speed Most Wanted? I feel like he is. Oh, and look at us. We are a beauty indeed. But they did actually do know that this is only the mod pack that has these photos, but I feel like they are from Most Wanted. But yeah, it's all good. But anyways, we got a drag race right here, and we are racing a Mercedes. Let's just hope that we can drive faster than him, because we threw our only money into the pole. But obviously 450 horsepower in a tiny car like this is more than enough to beat that dude. So we actually just won our first drag race, which is good. And now we pray that we don't get rear-ended by the by our foe. Because as you can see, they will rear-end you if they can't stop before they get to you. And that will just cost you a lot of money. So we gotta avoid that if we can. And now look at this, boys. If I'm pressing F1 here, we are going into first-person mode. So we can drag race in first person. This is perfect. Now, I'm not sure if we can do this while the game starts. I'm quite afraid of doing so when the actual race starts. So let's just get back out here to the regular view, and then we can always go into the first person when we start. But let's race once more and see. Let's go versus Victor Speedwheel. And this girl, her name is Victor. Okay, well, we do live in 2019, so I feel like that's all good. Alright, she's running a Peugeot as well. Hopefully our turbo and our insane pressure will get us the win anyways. Oh shoot, he is so fast, but seems like we're pulling now. Yep, we are definitely pulling away. That was a bit too close for comfort, I feel like, but anyways, we got the win. So that is all good. And there we go. Couldn't handle that. Now, we are slowly making money, so I feel like I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do a few drag races. And once I have done those, we'll see what happens next. I've literally been racing all night, and look at the state of the car. It's actually still pretty good. It has a few scratches here and there, but it's doing alright. I hit a light post, I'm not going to lie to you guys. But if we click this button, we can totally repair everything that is wrong with the car, and we just did so. So now we are good again. And we probably should fix the paint as well. What did we do? Something like, let's just go 29, 29, and let's repaint. Good. Paint whole parts. Yep, that's what we're doing. And then we can apply decals as well. And we can actually do that if we go in here and we press decals and we have manufacturers. We could grab something like this Goodrich decal, and then we have five times that. So if we grab that one, and then we can I think, yep, we can press these buttons and sort of try to align it, like down here, for example. Good, that's probably pretty good. And then press small a few times so it matches the car just a bit better. And as you can see, that just looks absolutely horrible. And I think that is just the way of the game, because the textures are not all that good. The textures are basically just too small to look good. But still, it's a paint job nevertheless. And this is not equal for all of the cars, it's just some of them. It really differs from car to car. But that's a pretty good start to this game, actually. If you know what, if we wanted to now, we could go to the used car dealership. Whoops, it's closed. So let's just fast forward time here and go visit him. And now we can actually sell our car and see how much we can get for it. So at the moment it's worth 21,948. So that's quite a lot more than we paid for it. And we could sell it with a profit already. But we're not gonna do that yet, because we need to drag race in it for a bit before we buy a new one, because next time we want to get a good car. We want to get a good car that can actually win us some money before we do anything. But yeah, that's been it for this first episode. I just quickly wanted to show you guys the game and tell you what it's all about before we really dive into it, because I will only dive into it if you guys want me to. So let me know in the comments your thoughts on this game, and then we will see how much time we will put into it. Until next time, guys, have an awesome day. Bye.